All right, everyone. So we're here. We're in lunar SOI on our orbit insertion day. So I've gone ahead and stopped the PTC. I've gone ahead and stopped the battery charge. We just verified everything looks good there. Plugged in our circuit breakers. Glycol evaporator is now properly, well, I don't want to say implemented, but the display shows properly now, as we could see. So if you haven't already, disable your glycol evaporator until you're in lunar orbit. We'll head up our burn planner now, and we're just going to go ahead, set phase to 0, and let's start plugging in retrograde. Let's start with 1,500. And we'll work our way up from there. 1,700. 1,800. 2,000. 2,500. 2,700 or 2,800. Let's go 3,000. 3,500. Oh, yep, that puts us on a crash course, so 3,250. Here we go, 225. So in reentry, there's no problems to doing the entire lunar orbit insertion down to 60 by 60 in one go. In real life, this large amount of burn would not have been allowed. So instead, you should target a 60 by 160 orbit, like so. That's pretty good. And then we can set IMU preferred, and then request the burn. Now, what's cool is in the newest update, if we go to the P30 maneuver pad, you should just be able to click on autopilot, and there you go. Now you've got that all written out for you. So the burn is scheduled to start at what looks to be 59 hours, 51 minutes, and 18 seconds. So we'll go ahead and we'll just start time skipping along. And we'll get closer to the moon. We'll put us at about 58 hours and 51 minutes. Or no, we'll put us at about 58 hours, probably 30 minutes. Here we go, 58, 10, 20, 30. Very good. So the first thing we're going to want to do is get everything set up for our attitude reference. So let's go, if we do open the checklist, by the way, for a SPS burn, let's find GNC General. Crew defined maneuver. Here we go. Pre-thrusting. So this is the thing for program 30. And we could see go to IMU realign. So yep, so first we'll start with pre-thrusting. We'll go verb 37, enter, 30, enter, 59, 51, 18, 59, 51, 18, looks good. Proceed. Here's our deltas, 31491 plus 0 minus 0, 0, 0, 8, 3. That's different than what we have on the pad, which is interesting, but that's about right, so we'll accept it. Here's our predicted orbit insertion, 60.7 by 60. This says 160.6 by 60.1, so that's good enough. Delta V of 31500, 31500. Looks good. Proceed. All right, and we can see constraint register 2 cannot be greater than 5959. If larger, 5959 will display until countdown. Yeah. That's okay. We can hit pro. Now if we do verb 37, enter, 52, enter. We can change row 2 to +1. Proceed. Here's our new angles. Proceed. There we go. We can run that again because I accidentally forgot to take CMC off of free or off of auto. So we'll go ahead and just make sure that that inputted correctly. There we go. Now that we're in, we can go ahead and do, if we had gyro drift turned on, we would run a P52 option 3. We can go ahead and do that if we would like. So we'll come down here, we're gonna hide this. Turn our computer display on. So we can see it wants us to find star 31. Go ahead and do that. Here's star 31. Once it's centered, we can go ahead and mark. Confirm the mark. Confirm mark on 31. Now it wants us to find 27. So let's go ahead and find star 27. That's 26. So 23, so 27 should be. That's 31. Yep, so 27. There we go. Wire in the sextant. Center the star. Mark. Proceed. 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 And we can see we had gyro drift turned off, so it's not going to torque anything. You'd hit proceed. Once that shows up, enter, and it terminates the program. We don't have gyro drift turned on though, just because it was causing issues with an earlier update. So we have it turned off, but those issues should be fixed. So if you do have it turned on, just do that after you do your option 1. Next up on the checklist is option 4, P40 GNN SPS thrusting. So let's go to thrusting. So first up, CMC is on, ISS and orientation are known, SCS is on. Let's test caution and warning lamps. Come over here. Lamp test 1, lamp test 2, CM. Act the alarm, back to CSM. That's good. Pre-thrusting program was completed. Now we'll maneuver into burn attitude, which, by the way, is going to be all zeros since we did our alignment, so CMC auto. And before we do that, we're just going to go ahead and do a GDC align the fast way, since it's been reported that the actual way is broken again. So until that gets fixed, we'll just keep doing this. And that's okay. This is, this is not NASP, so I don't mind. Proceed. And we'll start getting into that attitude, which we can see we're actually pretty close to. Once we've done that, we can go ahead and get our Delta V set up. Curious if that's actually a thing that you can tell the crew to do. Doesn't look like it, but yep, we would just go ahead and we would start on Delta V. Wait here for 10 seconds. If it doesn't move, we're good. Now we'll set this to 1586.8. And then DV test. It should take it pretty much close to 0. Very good. Standby off. DV set. And that's going to go to our DVC, which is the same as DVT since thrust trail off is not implemented in reentry. So that's 3,150. Set to DV. Okay, and Ah, yes, we forgot to do DAP load and activate. That's okay. Once we're in the attitude, we'll get the DAP datas updated. Test caution warning, load DAP. I was like, don't we load the DAP at some point? We do load the DAP. It's supposed to be before the auto maneuver. Okay. There we go. Enter. So verb 48, enter. 2110, let's actually set that. 2110. Sorry, plus 21102. Since we are doing a critical burn, we should bump that up to 02, even with the lem attached. 60215 is our correct weight for row 1. Let's just get weight data for the lem. 33296. So go verb 22 plus 33296. Enter. Proceed. And our pitch and yaw trims, I'm not entirely sure this is implemented, but just in case it is, we'll set it up anyways. Minus 0005 or 7. Minus 00061. Proceed. And now we can run program 30 again, just because, yeah, we've already completed it, but we're a little bit closer to our burn now, so we can go ahead and sync up our clock. No, actually, we'll get ourselves just a little bit closer. There we go. Proceed. 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 There we go. 49, 14. 10, 20, 30, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Counting down. Proceed. And now we can go ahead and start our program 40. Verb 37, enter. 40, enter. Proceed. Transfers control to program 40. Good. And now I'll wait for pretty much for T-minus 10 minutes. So we'll go ahead, start time skipping. And just to show you, where is she? Can't actually see her now. I think it may be dark. There's this giant black spot without any stars. Oh, no, wait, there she is. Ah, yes, coming in from the weird angle. Looks good. Bring it down to 10 minutes. Okay. We will turn on our main batteries now. Verify helium talkbacks, barber pole, and in auto. RHC direct switches should be off for now. Off, off. Very good. Go ahead and put that down here. CMC auto, SCS TVCs to rate command. CMC auto, very good. Bmags to @1 rate 2. Rate low, minimum. TVC gimbal drivers are both in auto. Gimbal drive checks, so we will make sure direct ullage, both of these are closed, and all 4 pitch and yaw circuit breakers are closed. TVC1, TVC2, up and then down. THC on, normal to AC only. Now you could take it down to 5 minutes as it says, but if you're new, I recommend just going right away. So pitch 1 start, yaw 1 start. U to clockwise. That gets us in that manual override position. Can go ahead and recenter. And now the test for this is verify no manual thrust vector control. That is verified. Secondary TVC check. Start, start. Now we do the thumb wheel test. Minus, plus, 0, minus, plus, 0. Load the pad gimbal position, so minus 5.7, minus 5. We can't really get 5.7 since this is not precise in reentry at all, so we'll just do minus 5 because that's, well, yeah, minus 5 is closer than it would be to minus 1. Now we'll go up to minus 0.6. Again, minus 0.6 is closer to minus 5 than it is minus 1. Gimbal check. Looks good. Now we no longer need that slip of paper. Translation controller to neutral. Rotational hand controller back to AC/DC. Bmags 3 to rate 2. Proceed on the computer. Wait till it comes back with the 5018. Very good. Manual attitude 3 rate command. Rate high. Bmags @1 rate 2. Now we will hit enter. And we will proceed. This will go with a check of our gimbaling system through the computer. So the computer will test if it can drive the engines. And it looks like the computer is doing pretty good at that. And then it will, after that test is complete, load the trim. And we can see we've got our countdown. Next up, we've got rates scale 5.5. Thrust switches, we start with one bank, and then we activate the second bank after the ignition. THC is armed, RHC direct armed. And now we are good to go. We will omit turning on the tape recorder just because it's quite a bit of a reach. Actually, it's 30 seconds. We could do that. That's fine. take us down to ignition. And it's just, I'm super anxious about this. Let's just make sure we're facing the right way. Yeah, it looks good. All right, 1 minute to the burn. Verify we're on delta V. Very good. Display blank. Once the display is up, our counters are live, so we'll flip the EMS on. Display is up. Tape recorder forward. Tape motion gray. We do not perform ullage in reentry because that's not implemented. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, verb 99, proceed, 2, 1, ignition. Thrust is in the green, normal on, and there she goes. Sit back and enjoy the ride, my friends. I'll catch you guys when this burn is complete. All right, coming up on cutoff. Shut down. Verb 82. Oh, we can't do that, apparently. Proceed. There we go. Verb 82. And you can see 160 by 60 orbit. Perfectly targeted. Proceed. Here are our residuals. We can go ahead and just burn through those. Give us a little H. The residuals want to respond. Hello? Alright, that's fine. We'll just proceed at that. We were good anyways. SPS thrust valve, or SPS thrust switch is off and guarded. SPS thrust normal. Verify for injector valves. Close, 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 closed. Helium valves, close, close. Auto, auto. Gimbal servos, off, 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 off. TVC servo power, both off, off. Now we will open up direct ullage and pitch and yaw. Circuit breakers, there we go. EMS mode, standby off. Main bus ties off. BMAGs rate 2. Direct off. We can go rate low now. Trans control power off. And that completes the very first lunar orbit insertion burn. Tape recorder off. See, nice lunar orbit, 160 by 60. And the next step will be to plan our LOI2, but we'll save that for next time. LOI1 stream. Save. All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by.